call it amazing each time I come online is what I've noticed. So we've been reading this amazing book called Atomic Habits by James Clear, and been reading it for a while now. And this book really, it in so many ways is also helping us really plug in the financial habits. It's helping us think of plugging in the financial habits that we need to bring in as wealth creators. So what we do at the Online Money Book Club platform is we read books on personal finance, investing, habit and mindset building. And inside of that, we have picked this book. We're taking it very, very slow, because our intention with this book has been that we learn a little and then we implement it, just like how the author in the book recommends, making that 1% improvement in our habits. So I welcome the members who are with me here, and for anybody who is watching live, then there is a link right in the description of this video, through which you can also join our Telegram group and be a part of the ongoing discussions from the book on Telegram. So warm welcome, everyone. There are so many small chapters in this book that I sometimes have found myself to lose track of how much reading we are to do. And I think last week we started with chapter 12 and 13, right? So how's it going for you guys? How's the reading coming along? How much of implementation have you been able to do, and what insights do you have to share with all of us? Whoever would like to share, and then I'll share my experience of the week.
It's been really, oh, sorry, someone else.
Go ahead.
It's been really fantastic, actually, to read the book. And I think initially when I joined the book club, I realized that, first of all, I need to make a habit of reading the book, So this book is so scientific in how it breaks down things, right? So I have actually designated 30 minutes, like when I first get on my laptop in the morning, to just reading the book, and that makes me very excited. So before I do anything else, I read it for 30 minutes and it goes in my task list of things to be done for the day. So then after that, like, I don't have any guilt or anything like that. So I've covered quite a bit. I'm on chapter 15 now. I took a little bit of a break in between, but that's been great. And I also was struggling initially with finding some time to do music every day. So I've designated like 10 o'clock, 15 minutes, I have to do it. And now that timing has increased, So these are some takeaways from the book in terms of getting that cue, the first cue that you need to take and all of that. Yeah, so that's it from me.
This is my cue on my bedside table to write in the morning. I wake up, I pick up my phone, and then I remember, no, it's right here. So I need to write my affirmations and my, let's call it a writing meditation. And although I have not kept my sports shoes out every morning, I do remember to walk every evening. I'm not hitting my target yet, but I think I'll get there.
Yeah, the target is not what we are after.
Yeah.
It is
doing it every day that is important.
Yes.
And I am doing something every day, so I'm proud of myself.
Yes, absolutely. And then this morning I had the exact same dilemma. So I I broke my streak. I didn't do the exercise yesterday. And I'm okay about it. And I was just sharing that I don't do like strenuous exercise and all of that. No. It's just showing up for like 10 minutes. Okay, 12 minutes. It's like that. But I can see how even, so just like in the book, that it's been broken down for us, that it may be just about showing up. And 1 month I may be training myself just to show up. Right. And that's what is happening. And this time I'm conscious about it, that, okay, as long as I'm showing up, and then it'll take me. Not that just because I have exercise in the past, it is not that I can just quickly show up and then get back to the same amount of workout I used to do. So now it's about bringing myself back. So yesterday I didn't do it, and this morning also I was almost about to not do it, but I said no, just show up, just do one burpee, maybe just do the plank alone, but I did show up. I did not feel good about it, because then a part of me did feel that I didn't necessarily gain anything from doing it, but the other part of me said that, okay, you practice showing up. So that is what a part of the one of the learnings is from the book as well. So that's been it. And nighttime reading has continued. Now that I have also been building this habit of getting into the bed and opening my phone and then going to Atomic Habits and reading maybe 2 pages, I'm also becoming comfortable with this activity, with this ritual. Earlier it used to be about, there would be so many conversations as well, just in doing this small exercise as well, right, of opening it. 2 minutes to padna hai, but yet that would not happen at times. So now I'm getting comfortable with the idea of reading. And if anybody would like to partner with me, I have said to myself that this entire year I will keep reading this book at night. So if anybody would like to partner, please partner with me. I would need that
How
partner.
lovely. I wouldn't mind.
Yes, so we'll just keep reading this again and again and again, no matter how many times this year. At night, maybe, whatever time suits anybody else. So yes, warm welcome everybody. And even if you have not read the book, that's totally fine. I'm sure the discussions will help you take something away, which will encourage you to pick up the book.
Another thing I've been wanting to do is write in French. So I used to love doing that, but I haven't in the last couple of years. And I kept telling myself, I can't find inspiration. I'm not finding inspiration. So no, one day I just sat down after reading this book and I said, just write, kuch bhi likh do. And then it started flowing. So in the last 1 week, I've written 2 poems. So, so yeah, I think it's just about making a start.
Yes. And from one of the recent chapters, I don't know if it was in the chapter that we were supposed to read, but the commitment device. And as I was trying to think of more examples, I could see some of the things we may have already been doing. Something that I used to that I used to call as forced investments. For example, sometimes when we cannot save, we say, chalo, let's just open a mutual fund, for example, so that something will get invested, something will get saved. So now I can see that that's a commitment device. From at least going by the book, that's a commitment device. And like this, there are many such things I think we do. Yet we manage to break the commitment. That's the fun part. So
Can someone else give a few examples of commitment devices that they've been using?
Yes. Please, guys, so that we give ideas to each other. The Instagram thing did not work for me. I put a reminder that Instagram should remind me in 10 minutes if I have stayed on the app for that much time. But it did not work. And I think there is some, I went back and checked. It did tell me that this does not qualify something. So it did not help me.
That's okay, Sheetal. I had initially put a timer so that it stops. Then I went and removed the timer.
This is what I need. How to stop.
So there's something called biometric safety or something like that. So just go on. Sorry, it's in French, so I don't know what the exact translation is. But you can put a timer for each app, and then it just shuts down for the day.
We need this. I need this. Okay, so I think for everyone else who is yet to reach this chapter, I had shared in the book club as well what a commitment device is, right? Let me just go back and yeah. So a commitment device is a choice you make in the present that controls your actions in the future. Okay, just like I tried to set a reminder so that I don't spend too much time scrolling on Instagram, or something that when we pay for the a gym membership, so we have made the payment, now we will show up, otherwise we do not show up. um yeah, so these are some examples of commitment device. So if it has helped you think of other examples.
Sheetal, I do set alarm. Without alarm, I will forget everything. So this is another way to get reminder and fulfill the commitments.
Yes, setting an alarm.
So one thing I do is that I work out every morning. So before I start my workout, right, I put a timer, like 45 minutes, 1 hour, whatever it is, right? That really works well because then I know that I cannot stop my exercise until that alarm goes off. That is quite effective, I find, in terms of especially increasing your stamina and increasing the amount of time that you exercise every day. So if it's 10 minutes, then put your device till 12 for 12 minutes or whatever. That has worked for me.
This is something that I was doing earlier with my Alexa. I had set timers, start off the morning with meditation, 10 minutes, and then few minutes of workout, etc. And then it would play workout music. So you had no option but to, get up and start walking, for example. I think I might have to go back to that.
Yeah, I find that's good, but I also have a few reservations of getting too dependent on it. Like, some
It helps
I feel
you
like
start off.
a little bit
feel,
of balance
once,
might be good. That's just my thought.
Yeah, but
I
initially
could be
for someone
wrong.
who doesn't really have the motivation to work out like me, it's a good push.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, agreed.
So I'm using like three things which I didn't know are commitment devices because I haven't reached that chapter yet, but they are working. So one is my alarm. Like when I get up, it kind of reminds me to do stretches in the morning. So before I just get out of bed, I sit at the edge of the bed and I do some neck stretches, shoulder stretches, and then I do like squats and a little bit of push-ups. So that's the first thing that's done. It hardly takes 10 minutes and it's been helping me overall. I just get up with little more energy. The second is as soon as I start work, like I open up my system, I have a tab which opens up my prayers. It auto plays and that really puts me in a good mental space. And the third is like, I had this habit of scrolling my phone until the time I sleep, and it used to affect my sleep. So, I have, a timer where my phone goes into dark mode, which is about 1.5 hours before I sleep. So I know that, okay, I should stop, just looking at my phone. And I've uninstalled some things that I used to play a game at night. I just uninstalled it. So I'm like, I can make do without it, So these things are kind of helping me. I hope some of it helps you guys as well.
The problem with me is I reinstall it.
Then you got to check your commitment, Richa. What is your commitment?
It's more to do with social media, unfortunately. I uninstall Facebook and then I go back.
Yes, because one of the things is, he also talks about automating these things as much as possible. Otherwise, we will work out, the workout music may be going, but I may not be working out. So that's quite possible. And there, I think some bit of inspiration, motivation, other talk, self-talk will happen. But further in the chapter, he talks about, since we are on this conversation right now, I would like to share this and read this 1 or 2 pages for everyone. Okay, from How to Make Good Habits Inevitable and Bad Habits Impossible. This will be like the best New Year gift from book club to everybody if we can make this happen. So we've been talking about the commitment device. There are many ways to create a commitment device. You can reduce overeating by purchasing food in individual packages rather than in bulk size. You can voluntarily ask to be added to the banned list at casinos and online poker sites to prevent future gambling sprees. I've even heard of athletes who have to make weight for a competition choosing to leave their wallets at home during the week before weigh-in so they won't be tempted to buy fast food. This made me think of how some of us may leave our cards at home so that we don't end up spending more money. As another example, my friend and fellow habits expert, Neil purchased an outlet timer, which is an adapter that he plugged in between his internet router and the power outlet. At 10 p.m. each night, the outlet timer cuts off the power to the router. When the internet goes off, everyone knows it is time to go to bed. Commitment devices are useful because they enable you to take advantage of good intentions before you can fall victim to temptation. Whenever I am looking to cut calories, for example, I will ask the waiter to split my meal and box half of it to go before the meal is served. If I waited until the meal came out and told myself I'll just eat half, it would never work. The key is to change the task such that it requires more work to get out of the good habit, than to get started on it. The key is to change the task such that it requires more work to get out of the good habit than to get started on it. If you're feeling motivated to get in shape, schedule a yoga session and pay ahead of time. If you're excited about the business you want to start, email an entrepreneur you respect and set up a consulting call. When the time comes to act, the only way to bail out is to cancel the meeting, which requires effort and may cost money. Commitment devices increase the odds that you'll do the right thing in the future by making bad habits difficult in the present. However, we can do even better. We can make good habits inevitable and bad habits impossible. How to automate a habit and never think about it again. Let's see. John Henry Patterson was born in Dayton, Ohio. He spent his childhood doing chores on the family farm and working shifts at his father's sawmill. After attending college at Dartmouth, Patterson returned to Ohio and opened a small supply store for coal miners. It seemed like a good opportunity. The store faced little competition and enjoyed a steady stream of customers, but still struggled to make money. And that was when Patterson discovered his employees were stealing from him. In the mid-1800s, employee theft was a common problem. Receipts were kept in an open drawer and could easily be altered or discarded. There were no video cameras to review behavior and no software to track transactions. Unless you were willing to hover over your employees every minute of the day or to manage all transactions yourself, it was difficult to prevent theft. As Patterson mulled over his predicament, he came across an advertisement for a new invention called Ritty's Incorruptible Cashier, designed by fellow Dayton resident James Ritty. It was the first cash register. The machine automatically locked the cash and receipts inside after each transaction. Patterson bought 2 for $50 each. Employee theft at his store vanished overnight. In the next 6 months, Patterson's business went from losing money to making $5,000 in profit, the equivalent of more than $100,000 today. Yes, let me pause here. Okay, so any new ideas, guys? So any new ideas on commitment device that you're getting? So one thing is how can we make it as automatic as possible is what I get, because as long as there is manual intervention, then we ourselves may trick us into not doing it. So that's the challenge.
I
So
quite like the idea of okay, maybe not carrying the wallet, but not carrying the credit card while going out.
Yeah, same, same.
Keep a certain amount of cash, and then you have to,
But we are all locked at home and online shopping temptation is a thing.
yes, yes. I'm also thinking that, recently I discovered that I have also been, as much as I have been working on my money life, I have also been, I've continued to use my credit cards. I have 2 credit cards. Now this year, recently when I reviewed my last year's money life, what I had done, I saw that I end up doing a lot of transactions on the credit card. And sometimes I also make purchases for family members, and then they later on give it back. And I have to make those adjustments. So I saw that I was not, I was not making I was not doing rigorous work as much as I would have liked to do with my money, tracking it. And so now that we're talking about it, and then 2 days ago I thought of, okay, this year I reduced the usage, number one. I also want to get the points benefits that one of the cards gives me. And I was thinking that every one is I set an alarm that every weekend I look at the expenses made, and there are some standard subscriptions. So I pay each month. So each week I look at it, but now maybe I should, to automate it, maybe set up a weekly payment if possible. If that's an option with the company, then that's a thought. Or whatever bill amount is by the end of the week, then is there an option to have it paid off? So that's another thought I have. Or would it still make sense to maybe just use my debit card for many of the purchases?
So I actually have a different problem, and this I've been facing for a while. What happens is I've been was on track, and then I get off track, right? And then getting back on track, I find it very difficult. This has actually happened with me, and not just with my Women on Wealth and book reading club and other money factors, but with everything, with workout and all. When I go off track, I go off track on everything. And then there is honestly so much shame. Like today also, I thought a lot of times before joining, because I have been reading the messages, but I haven't been doing anything. So I don't know, like I was tracking my money in, money out for a while, but I went off track. And then when I think of going on track, I'm like, should I just track from now, or what do I do about what I didn't do? And then that just feels like so much work that I end up not doing it. Right? Like today also, I was like, I've been following the messages. They've already read till chapter 13. And it just took a lot to just come here, but then it's very overwhelming as well. That should I just start from now? What do I do about the past? And then what happens is I end up not doing anything.
This happens to, I think, a lot of us, especially me, it happens. The best thing you can do is just show up. Like today, all of us are showing up. We're going to get something out of this discussion, whether we've read or not.
I agree to Richa, because I have also not read this time. I have not read even one single page, but then I forced myself. Today I have the time. Let me join. So showing up is the first step to improvement.
Okay.
And in terms of your Memo, I think, even if you haven't tracked how many ever months or whatever in the past, even if you start today, I'm sure it'll be good for you to get back into the habit, and it will not be so overwhelming then. I mean, this is just, because I've also faced the same. I started, then I stopped, but now.
But then what do you do about the months that you don't do then? Do you just leave it? What do you do then?
I have left it.
Okay. Yeah, maybe that's less overwhelming then.
Yeah, because the point is to get back on track, and it has happened in the past. I have even lost data, for example, 2-3 months, and this is going back much earlier. Now I have a certain other device that also helps me track it back. But what is important is to get back on track, not to be perfect. Now, when we look at going back and picking up the pieces from the past, then we're probably coming from perfection. But perfect to oh my god, mera 2-3 months wall chart is completely missing.
Yeah.
Don't have the data, right? But right now, still, even if you and I have been here for 5 years, but we know this is still a start of our journey, and these fallouts will these things happen. So and when in some of the books we've read also, when we're trying to do these things, get back in get back on track, then we want to make it easier. What's the easiest thing to do? To start from today, right? So just begin from today, and if you are energized enough later on to go back and look at some of the things, do it. Maybe you'll not have 100% of the data. You may start off with just 20%. At least your investments, for example, you can start tracking from there. But the money in, money out, you begin from today. It's okay. So not looking for perfection, but getting back on track.
Okay, we'll do that.
Yes.
Yeah, also like what I feel about Memo, right, is that sometimes even if you don't do it for a couple of months, at the end of the day, like you can just catch up with your network sheet, because that is like more important, right? So you could start afresh, and it won't make a difference as to what you've spent on before, as long as you can track where you're at right now. That's what I did. Like last year, no, not last year, the year before last, I went off track and didn't do Memo for many months. But then I just started with the network sheet. I updated that. And then I started the Memo for the next month. And then it was like, it didn't matter, But yeah, one thing I've done on this Memo thing is I've put a budget in the app itself. So the moment I'm going a little over budget within a particular category, it informs you, and at the end of the month, if you feel you're below budget on everything, you feel very good.
So what app is this?
This is Money Lover, which Sheetal told me about right in the beginning. And another tip that I followed with Sheetal, right, is that when I do a credit card payment, I pay everything with credit card. I immediately do the payment to the company. Like I don't wait even for a second. So my bank balance is always like, it's in real time. I'm not waiting to pay my CC bill later on, right? So all of this helps, I feel,
Okay.
Sorry, does that mean you don't wait till the end of the month for the bill to be paid off?
No, like it doesn't matter for the bill. I just use the credit card as a way to get points and rewards, and I immediately pay it off, like as soon as I do a transaction, or maybe like every 2-3 days.
Got it.
So, Mayur, do we have this option of paying immediately for this CC?
Yes.
Okay,
What's that?
Thank you. I just wanted to know whether we could immediately pay it, because I've just recently started using the card.
You can immediately pay, and you can use cred so that you can get many different points.
Okay. Yeah, that's the reason I started. But I was paying only on monthly basis. But I will check out this option. Thank you, Sheetal and Mary.
You're welcome. Okay. So I do want to welcome our community members, Nidhi, Yogita, Sneha, Sonika, Shweta. Warm welcome, you guys. So look forward to you guys also sharing. Okay, was there anything else? Just trying to see if there's any other sharing that I would like to do from my experience. So yeah. Okay, so we were doing chapter 13. If I may invite our community members to read. I will share the book on the screen.
I can read.
Thank you. Do I open chapter 15, Hannah?
14, no, Sheetal? We read up to 13.
We read till 13. Yes. For a change, I've moved ahead.
Same, yeah, I've also read till 15. I think Meryl has as well.
Yes. So
Yeah, I
So
read
part
it today.
part of it I have already read for you guys, and now we can move to yes, from here, perhaps,
Patterson was so impressed with the machine that he changed businesses. He bought the rights to Ritty's invention and opened the National Cash Register Company. 10 years later, National Cash Register had over 1,000 employees and was on its way to becoming one of the most successful businesses of its time. The best way to break a bad habit is to make it impractical to do. Increase the friction until you don't even have the option to act. The brilliance of the cash register was that it automated ethical behavior by making stealing practically impossible. Rather than trying to change the employees, it made the preferred behavior automatic. Some actions, like installing a cash register, pay off again and again. These one-time choices require a little bit of effort upfront, but create increasing value over time. I'm fascinated by the idea that a single choice can deliver returns again and again. And I surveyed my readers on their favorite one-time actions that lead to better long-term habits. The table on the following page shares some of the most popular answers. I'd wager that if the average person were to simply do half of the one-time actions on this list, even if they didn't give another thought to their habits, most would find themselves living a better life a year later from now. These one-time actions are a straightforward way to employ the third law of behavior change. They make it easier to sleep well, eat healthy, be productive, save money, and generally live better. One-time actions that lock in good habits. Nutrition. Buy a water filter to clean your drinking water. Use smaller plates to reduce caloric intake. Sleep. Buy a good mattress, get blackout curtains, remove your television from your bedroom. Productivity. Unsubscribe from emails. Turn off notifications and mute group chats. Set your phone to silent. Use email filters to clear up your inbox. Delete games and social media apps on your phone. Happiness. Get a dog. Move to a friendly social neighborhood. General health. Get vaccinated, buy good shoes to avoid back pain, buy a supportive chair or standing desk. Finance, enroll in an automatic savings plan, set up automatic bill pay, cut cable service, ask service providers to lower your bills. Of course, there are many ways to automate good habits and eliminate bad ones. Typically, they involve putting technology to work for you. Technology can transform actions that were once hard, annoying, and complicated into behaviors that are easy, painless, and simple. It is the most reliable and effective way to guarantee the right behavior. This is particularly useful for behaviors that happen too infrequently to become habitual. Things you have to do monthly or yearly, like rebalancing your investment portfolio, are never repeated frequently enough to become a habit, so they benefit in particular from technology remembering to do them for you. Other examples include medicine, prescriptions can be automatically refilled, personal finance, employees can save for retirement with an automatic wage deduction, cooking, meal delivery services can do your grocery shopping, productivity, social media browsing can be cut off with a website blocker. When you automate as much of your life as possible, you can spend your effort on the tasks machines cannot do yet. Each habit that we hand over to the authority of technology frees up time and energy to pour into the next stage of growth. As mathematician and philosopher Alfred North Whitehead wrote, civilization advances by extending the number of operations we can perform without thinking about them. Of course, the power of technology can work against us as well. Binge watching becomes a habit because you have to put more effort in to stop looking at the screen than to continue doing so. Instead of pressing a button to advance to the next episode, Netflix or YouTube will autoplay it for you. All you have to do is keep your eyes open. Technology creates a level of convenience that enables you to act on your smallest whims and desires. At the mere suggestion of hunger, you can have food delivered to your door. At the slightest hint of boredom, you can get lost in the vast expanse of social media. When the effort required to act on your desires becomes effectively zero, you can find yourself slipping into whatever impulse arises at the moment. The downside of automation is that we can find ourselves jumping from easy task to easy task without making time for more difficult, but ultimately more rewarding work. I often find myself gravitating towards social media during my downtime. If I feel bored for just a fraction of a second, I reach for my phone. It's easy to write off these minor distractions as just taking a break, but over time they can accumulate into a serious issue. The constant tug of just one more minute can prevent me from doing anything of consequence. I'm not the only one. The average person spends over 2 hours per day on social media. What would you do with an extra 600 hours per year? During the year I was writing this book, I experimented with a new time management strategy. Every Monday, my assistant would reset the passwords on all my social media accounts, which logged me out on each desk. All week, I worked without distraction. On Friday, she would send me the new passwords. I had the entire weekend to enjoy what social media had to offer until Monday morning, when she would do it again. If you don't have an assistant, team up with a friend or family member and reset each other's passwords each week. One of the biggest surprises was how quickly I adapted. Within the first week of locking myself out of social media, I realized that I didn't need to check it nearly as often as I had been, and I certainly didn't need it each day. It had simply been so easy that it had become the default. Once my bad habit became impossible, I discovered that I did actually have the motivation to work on more meaningful tasks. After I removed the mental candy from my environment, it became much easier to eat the healthy stuff. When working in your favor, automation can make your good habits inevitable and your bad habits impossible. It is the ultimate way to lock in future behavior rather than relying on willpower in the moment. By utilizing commitment devices, strategic one-time decisions, and technology, you can create an environment of inevitability, a space where good habits are not just an outcome you hope for, but an outcome that is virtually guaranteed. Chapter summary. The inversion of the third law of behavior change is make it difficult. A commitment device is a choice you make in the present that locks in better behavior in the future. The ultimate way, one-time choices, like buying a better mattress or enrolling in an automatic savings plan, are single actions that automate your future habits and deliver increasing returns over time. Using technology to automate your habits is the most reliable and effective way to guarantee the right behavior. Is that it, or should I read?
We can pause here. Thank you so much. And I would like to invite everybody to an activity now. Okay. So I'm just saying, please pour in your suggestions. But I'm looking at different areas, important priority areas of our life, like health, money, career, maybe relationships, or any other personal growth that you're looking at. Waking up early is for me, which entails sleeping early. So any other area of your life, nutrition, for example, and we could take maybe one at a time and just brainstorm on all the commitment devices, and how can we automate as much as possible um, to take away the best from this chapter. So let's begin with everybody's favorite, health. Everyone wants to be healthy. So please start sharing what are some things. Health maybe aata hai that, exercise is one, nutrition is one. Many people want to sleep early and wake up early. So what are some commitment devices we can devise? How can we automate exercise, Rani, so that exercise happens? So commitment device is that we take there's a current action that ensures future action happens.
Sheetal, like I mentioned, what worked for me was once the alarm went off, and then after a few minutes, the workout music started playing. So I had no option. So that used to work for me till I completely stopped.
Okay. What else?
So Sheetal, I have something to add. I've been trying to exercise for years now. I've joined like gyms, did group classes and all. But what actually worked for me, which I tried during the pandemic, was a personal trainer, but with a small group. I'm also very overwhelmed if this person is just concentrating on me. So small group batches and live sessions. So I tried doing recorded. It took me years to figure that out. So I work well with live classes where there is an instructor who's checking on me. In fact, my instructor was on leave for a month and she gave me record class, and again went off track. She's starting again on 24th of Jan. She told yesterday, and I've already paid for it. So that I was again thinking 24th to bahut dur hai. Should I already join something else? But I know I'm not going to do anything. So I already paid for it. So I think for exercise, I don't know if that's a problem that people face, but also what kind of exercise and who are doing with. It took me very long to figure out what I really enjoy. And probably I was not investing in that earlier because I thought personal training is a little expensive. But at the end of the day, when I was joining these cheap classes and not attending, it was coming to that much only. But whereas if I was paying this instructor, for me, I was actually attending it because she would message me 10 minutes before if I'm ready, if I'm, and I felt like that person was putting too much effort and I cannot not show up.
So this gives me an idea.
I did try group session. I have tried group session. I wanted to do the yoga, so I tried the group session in yoga, but it did not work. Let us try something else now.
Okay, so let's look at what other commitment devices we can devise. I was googling, is there a way my phone can switch off automatically and switch itself on? Put a schedule to it, so 12 a.m. switch off, and
It might not switch off, but like I think Yadu mentioned, there's that dark mode or whatever that can work.
That does not work for me. It goes on night mode after a while. And there's also
same mine. I'm used to just scrolling on night mode.
Yes, and I also have an alert that says a reminder that comes with a heart that says it's sleep time. I don't love sleeping. This is what I get. I'm not in love with my good sleep and all that.
Why don't you read a book which is so boring that it will make you fall asleep?
Falling asleep is not the problem, Meryl. Getting to bed is the problem. Yeah, falling asleep.
Make your bed the sexiest place ever. Like make it soft and like happy, I would say.
Yeah, just dusting your sheets every day and, maybe putting a fresh sheet, because a lot of us forget to do that. We change it after 2-3 weeks, but try and do it every 3-4 days. That also helps.
Okay. I think actually my laptop should because I spend a lot of time. I'm till like 1 a.m. 1:30. I may still be on my laptop, right? So actually not the phone, but the laptop should shut down at a certain scheduled time.
So I have a
Yeah.
question here. Like, what is it you do on your laptop? Is it that you're reading the book?
No, I'm working. I mean, I may be reading, researching, which gets me really excited, researching as in sometimes there's work that's pending, and sometimes I'm working on my money life, or I may be researching. And I got really excited the other day when I was reading about a certain company. I went into this investigative mode, and I was like, "आज ही रात को ही ढूंढ के निकालना है, whatever this answer."
Yeah.
So,
No,
yeah.
maybe you need to rethink your evening schedule, because planning something different can help. Like, you have to replace all these unwanted scrollings with some other activity that is exciting, right?
And maybe move to a slightly uncomfortable seating towards evening, so that you're not like happily in front of the laptop. So an uncomfortable chair always deters you.
You can build a no laptop zone. I have a no phone morning thing till 9:30. So why don't you have a no laptop thing in the evening from say 9:30 or 10 onwards? But you'll have to replace it with some other activity. Otherwise, you'll never get around to doing it.
Automating is the way for me, I mean, once it shuts down, my laptop shuts down, then switching it on, that might deter the next action of switching it on and then getting back. I'm sure I'm not so motivated to do that, ठीक है, so I will research on this.
I had a question for you, Sheetal. When do you do your exercise?
In the morning.
Try it in the evening. Exhaust yourself, and then you'll sleep.
Like I said, sleeping is not the problem. But one thing I do is maybe when I take my laptop to the bed and I try to sit on the bed and then do something, then I usually don't want to. I'm more active when I am at the desk. So that's a transition I could maybe try. That's still not automatic enough. I love the idea of my laptop shutting down on its own. Let me see if there's a solution. But over to others here who are probably looking at creating some commitment devices in the area of health, money, or whatever else you want to brainstorm.
One thing I've done when it comes to junk food, or at least I try, because I also stay with my parents who also enjoy chips, etc., is that on my ration list, so I do have chips, etc., written down to buy for the month. But I have put down a specific quantity that I'm not going to buy more than so and so number of packets for the month, hoping that we don't then again go and buy those. Been working, I think.
Yeah. What else? What about in the area of finance? Anything that you want to bring in as good habits? Commitment devices.
I want to track my money life better, and I mean, I don't do Memo on a daily basis. I do it mainly for my work. So, any ideas?
Any ideas? There should be something where we just say, okay, I spend so much on this thing, and then it goes and populates the data somewhere, That's how automatic it should be.
I'm sure we could do that with our phone notes, if nothing else, right? It will just keep showing up.
Memo sends you a reminder on daily basis. If you said that Memo Money Lover app, it does send a reminder. If you said that do the setting.
Yes.
So Sheetal, when I was on track, sounds like history, but that time what I used to do, every time I used to spend, I just have a WhatsApp group which I created where people have left. So that's just a group in which I am there. So I just used to voice record and say 20 rupees in chips, 10 rupees in that. And at the end of the day, I used to fill it. I was just voice recording on that group in which no one is there, only I am there.
I like this
I was
idea.
doing that. Yeah.
New.
So it did work because sometimes when I have to type, I forget.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I
So
think I'm going to follow that.
So I'm telling you, when I was on track, that really worked. I should just get back on track again. It's just easier to voice record. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's on that group. And at the end of the day, I would just delete all of those voice notes. So I know I've entered it.
I usually,
So basically, sorry. So basically, it's every penny that you spend, you'll write at the end of the day.
Yeah. I have to get back on track.
So I, in fact, write it as soon as I spend it. It's become like I have this urgency to like just get it out of the way. But I think the bigger motivation for me is that I'm on a major, like a major drive to just increase my net worth. So, this is just a way to, move in that direction. But I feel like it just takes 2 minutes to do it. But the results are so amazing that, at the end of the month or even at the end of the year, I can actually track how I've behaved through the year. So like 2 years back, I would see that, my God, I'm eating out so much and my health is in this place. And now I'm eating out not at all and my health is in this place. So, it's it's about the money, but then you actually get another picture of your life and how it's evolving, right? So if you think of it that way.
It on this app?
Sorry?
Are you noting it on the app?
Yes. I note it on the app every day. Like the moment I finish my shopping or I buy anything, I just add it there. But what I really enjoy, like for me, the enjoyable part is seeing those patterns. If you like data, even if you like stories, it's like seeing a story of your life. And that is what's most exciting,
Meryl, I like how driven you are. I mean, I'm glad I joined today. It's just
so
it's
am
just
I.
nice.
I'm seeing you after so long. Yeah. Now it's become like very exciting. First, it was very hard. Like Sheetal knows, it took a long time to get into it.
Okay.
So what's the app that you use?
See, I'm using Money Lover. There are others also, but Money Lover is good. And if you get a premium account by paying some 250 rupees or something for a lifelong, you get more benefits and features. But you can see like how you have performed over 5 years, how much you've invested, how much you spent on food, how much you spent on things that kept breaking in your house, how much you spent on insurance. So it's beautiful. It's really beautiful, at the end of it.
I'm just taking in so many points. Everyone's got so many things to say. It's actually, I'm feeling good that I joined this week at least. I think I find it difficult because I spend too much on clothes and shoes and bags. So I'm just trying to cut down. I think pandemic is one good thing in a way that happened for me because I think I've kind of reduced on my shopping a little bit. I'm not a person who generally shops online. I don't like that. I go out and I just pick anything that I like. So in a way, I've cut down shopping since I don't go to the store. But now that everything is the malls are open, and it's just kind of pulling me into the shop. I don't know how to control that, but yeah, I think it's just a start for me.
The answer is money, Jim.
Yeah, I think I'm glad. At least I know where I am, how much I'm spending, things like that.
Yes. Are you in the Money Gym program, Shweta?
Yes, I am. I've just joined, like just about a week.
Okay. Then don't worry, you will get there. You will be happier saving. You'll be happy saving, and you'll enjoy. We do spend and shop a lot as well, but we buy different things, so that's the difference. This has brought You are
That-
right. Yeah.
That's true. Even not attending, only attending with the book club, I have realized that even if you don't spend, you are happy with what you're spending. Karki. So even if you have to go and buy something, you know what to buy and how much you need to spend on that. So with the book club, it even attending the book club itself has made that change. पहले ऐसे होता था ना कि नहीं गुस्सा आता था क्यों नहीं खर्चा कर पाते हो करके. But now even if you're spending less, you are happy with that.
So true. So true. Thank you each one for sharing. Now let's look at any other area you guys would like to look at where commitment devices are required. What else?
Mental health, I think, is very, very important. And, having something like, listening to affirmations or saying affirmations every day, just putting out positive energy, making it a point to cut out toxic things and people from life, that affects a lot overall.
Wow.
Controversial, I know, but needed.
We need something automatic to slash all the toxic people out of our lives.
Yeah.
There should be a pointer system. If this person crosses a certain point, then that person should be out of all my contact list, Facebook, Instagram, unfollow them, they unfollow me, blah, blah, blah. All happens automatically, you know.
Yeah.
We need to find out if there's an app for that.
Affirmation book.
Yes. But yeah, thanks, Yadu, for bringing this up. You know, I did try. So Priyanka keeps sharing all these things, wonderful things that she's doing in her life, and all the mirror work and affirmations, and she'll keep sharing whatever she's learning and doing. And I had quite enjoyed listening to. So now I need to look for something that is again automatic, where I wake up and my phone knows I've woken up. I switch off the alarm, and maybe the affirmations should be the first thing that it plays. I will find if there's something like that. Thank you, Yadu, because I
No problem.
enjoyed it, listening to it, even if for 2-3 minutes, you know.
We should invent the next gen smartphone.
So I missed it. What did you say? Is there something that reads affirmation to you?
I want something like that, and I will look for it.
Oh,
I will.
please. Maybe there is a YouTube video or something.
There are YouTube.
There are.
Peter, you can just any
Yeah.
of the devices, you can put in your morning routine, like on your Alexa, you can make a morning routine, right? And she says all these
Yeah.
things. So just
Sadly, I don't have Alexa. I only have Siri.
Even I don't have Alexa, but what I do is in the morning on
any device.
Spotify, I have a morning like this, not prayer, but like these songs that are little calming. I play that. Maybe I could find something on Spotify which reads out affirmations.
I love listening
Yeah,
to Louis Hay.
playlist.
Sometimes. Louis Hay. So
Yeah.
affirmations by her, I enjoy listening to her voice.
Okay.
I love to listen to Sister Shivani. So there was a time when without the mobile also, I would be listening to her every day on TV. So that became a habit. So that is always staying with me. Listen to Sister Shivani and practice the Raj Yoga meditation.
I like to listen to Susie Orman. I find her voice very soothing. She has a very good podcast, and she does it twice a week, and she has such lovely storytelling. So you feel like very safe and like, world isn't going to end very soon.
Thanks, Meryl. So I'm going to look for Susie,
Yeah.
and look for Louis, and I'll find some way to automate that these ladies should be the only two women speaking to me in the morning.
Yeah, I like Louis Hayes as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jay Shetty
great
also
stuff.
has really, really good stuff. So you can find videos on YouTube or wherever and just put them in a playlist and, just play that every morning or whenever.
You can even add Sister Shivani to the list.
The challenge, the real task is to make it automatic. So if I find a way, I will definitely share with you guys. Okay.
Meryl, is a podcast called Women and Money? Sue Zorman?
Yeah. Women and Money. And there's another one called Her Money, which is also really excellent.
Okay,
Those
let me check.
both are fantastic.
Okay, great. I found Women and Money, but yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Nikki, will you be coming to the meet tomorrow?
Yes,
Right.
I've already put alarm. Yeah, I've already put alarm for that.
Awesome. So you make sure that Yadu also comes. Yadu has to make sure that she wakes up.
Yes, I'll sleep
Okay.
early today and wake up early tomorrow. Yeah, that's two
Yeah.
unrelated things.
Yes. So awesome. Thank you guys. Lovely discussion and brainstorming. I'm going back with many, many amazing ideas that I want to, implement in my life. And we continue to read. We read chapter 14. So we continue chapter 14 and 15. And wherever you may be, even if you're at chapter 0, pick it up. It's fine. And keep joining the discussion. So lots of love. Have a happy weekend. And
Thanks,
see
Yadu.
you around.
Thank you. You too.
Bye, everyone. Have a good
Everybody.